giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rukakodah, Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to all. I'm going to make this real quick. Anyway, I'm going to title this video, Esau is the end of this world. So I went to Google and I typed in AI, images of the founding fathers of America. Look what popped up. Right here, I open it up. They don't look like Edomites to you. See, Gad was here before Esau. Jake had to come over here against their wills. Now it says, absurdly woke, Google's AI chatbot spits out diverse images of founding fathers, popes, and Vikings. So let me do this. The AI is just giving me the truth. When Esau broke away from what was that? What was the king at that time? That was King. Was it King George the First or King George the Second? He was a Jake. Got the Pope as a so-called black man. You got Gad. These are the tribes. Was King George II a black man? Oh, this is Smithsonian Magazine. Let's open this up. The real history behind Queen Charlotte. That's named after Charlotte down south. Charlotte, North Carolina. A Bridgerton story. And they made a movie about that. And Charlotte, excuse me, was a so-called black woman. The new spin-off follows the royal matriarch, which is mother ruler, woman rule, as she falls in love with George III. George III was a Jake, but they portrayed him as an Edomite looking and navigates his worsening mental illness. Yeah, they made a movie called The Madness of King George, and that's based upon a true story. Let me see. Let me come back over here. Now it's acting up. That's okay. Let me do this. They wore the woolly wigs because the the true leaders of America and England were so-called black men. Okay, what else can I put in here? King George II. (1727 to 1760). Let me go to King George III. (1760 to 1820). This is King George III. And like I said, they made a movie called The Madness of King George. He had a sickness, messed him up mentally. Let me do it this way. Was King George III a black man? Smithsonian Magazine, The Real History. Let me open this up. The real history behind Queen Charlotte. I don't want this. So they do believe that Queen Charlotte was a black woman. Here it goes. His Most Sacred. Let's see what this is all about. This is supposed to be, but they're gonna go to the Queen Charlotte story. Black royalty and nobility in the UK. The black presidents of America. Okay, here we go. This is Barack Obama was the first black U.S. president. This is John Henson, if I'm saying his name right. Give me a second. President John Henson. They whititized him. John Henson was the first president of the United States. and Congress Assembly, serving from 1781 to 1782. He was a founding father, merchant, and politician in Maryland. It says John Henson from 1721 to 1783. Go back to images. Now this is him in the is that it's in Washington. Let me tell you where it's at. This is a statue of John Henson. They whititized him. Statue of John Henson. He's in a rotunda, which I almost was positive it was. He was. Statue of John Henson in the U.S. Capitol building. In the Capitol Rotunda, he was the first president under the Article of Confederations. He was a president before George Washington, and he was a black man. But look at how they portrayed him. Open it up some more. You can go to Washington to this day, and they look at the statue, but he was a black man. They changed him up. This is what he looked like. He's also, if you can pull out a $2 bill, he's also on the $2 bill. He was one of the signers of the Declaration. Let me do this. Was John Henson one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence? That's John Hancock. No, John Henson did not sign the Declaration of Independence. However, he was a prominent figure in the Patriot cause in Maryland during the American Revolution. And he was a Jake. But you see how they made him look, through the years, they made him look like a so-called Edomite. America after the Third World War. Oh, I said Third World War. Stop playing. Let me do AI. Let me do AI. AI. America after the Third World War. AI predicts World War III nuke targets. Look at that. This is your part to Europe. Africa's most likely won't be touched. Most of Central America won't be touched. That's a big target, right smack dab in the middle of Babylon the Great. If this is, I believe this is Australia, if I'm not mistaken, but this is Europe. That's Palestine. AI takes selfie of himself after the Third World War. People got all jacked up. Everybody died. This guy's pretty much dead, standing. AI prediction of what last selfies on Earth would look like. A total nightmare fuel. Ask AI to create last selfie on Earth. Armageddon is on its way. Armageddon is coming. Armageddon is damn near here. Jacob's trouble. Who would win in the Third World War, America or Russia? Who would win in a war between U.S. and the rest, I guess the rest of the world? Which country is most likely to survive WW3? And America ain't on the list, I guess. Antarctica. Is the U.S. powerful? Is the U.S. powerful or more powerful, supposed to be, than Russia? The two forces are evenly matched in terms of known nuclear capabilities. With the NATO nuclear powers, the U.S. and U.K. and France able to field 5,759 nuclear warheads to Russia. So they're mentioning NATO nations. The NATO nations that possess ICBM missiles is the U.S., U.K., and France. Look it up. They don't mention Germany and these other countries, Greece. It's the U.S., U.K., and France. The U.K. and France will attack the U.S. pursuant to Revelation 17. Who would be on the U.S. side in World War III? Likely allies, NATO members, which they're going to shoot missiles on the woman, especially those in Europe close to Russia, and Asia Pacific partners like Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the Philippines. The NATO and the EU nations will not. Trump is going to do something to make it happen. Where's the safest place from nuclear war? Hey, all you guys that fell off, you better move to this place. If a multi-story building or a basement can be safely reached within a few minutes of the explosion, go there immediately. The safest buildings have brick concrete walls, underground parking, garages. The subways can also provide good shelter. Not with these missiles. Not with these missiles. Hide us from the. Let me go to that. Give me a second. Hide us there we go. Revelation 6 verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Oh, that's a cut. Save us from him that sitteth on the throne. Who sits on the throne? Yahweh. And from the wrath of the Lamb, excuse me. You might say, oh, it's talking about the same person. When the Lamb comes back to deliver the elect of Israel and to take this place out, the Father's going to be on the throne. The Son, the Lamb, is not going to be on the throne for a certain period of time because he's going to do work. That's Revelation 6. Let me try something. Matter of fact, let me do this. And they cried to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Because it's the Lamb, the Son of the Most High, that's going to do the damage. Let me see how this comes out. What is meant by a fifth generation war? A fifth generation war refers to the modern form of a warfare characterized by non-kinetic military actions like cyber attacks. I was listening to the Health Ranger, and he was saying that the Chinese, they're so advanced in technology and AI that they can just take America over. You know, they don't have to fight a conventional war with missiles. They can just, we can shut your power down. We can make you go back to the 1800s. The people that have the ruling power, the nation, is the one that has the top technology. Misinformation, campaigns, social engineering, and manipulation of information. Why do you think they wanted to get rid of the TikTok? Often blurring the lines between war and peace, where the enemy may be difficult to identify and the battlefield is not clearly defined because it's a cyber battlefield. Hey, when somebody, a hacker, holds a company's website ransom, the U.S., if you notice, the U.S. doesn't get involved because they can't find that person. There's so many. That's why they want to identify everybody that goes on the web. You heard that in the news. Certain major companies, a hacker would hold their site on ransom and say, I want $20 million. And you know what they wind up doing? They wind up giving it to them. They can't call the cops because we can't. We're dealing with cyberspace. So that's your fifth. A fifth generation war refers to a modern form of warfare characterized by non-kinetic military actions. Non-kinetic military actions. Let me do this. Let me just look up the word kinetic. I already know what it means. A boxing match is kinetic. Kinetic. Kinetic refers to the venture capital firm, a recruiting firm. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Anyway, let me do this. Meaning. Relating to or resulting from motion. A boxing match is kinetic. So a fifth generation war is non-kinetic. It's cyber attacks, misinformation campaigns, social engineering, TikTok, and manipulation of information. That's why when you say something about the Seam Ragamuffin, they take your video down and they strike you quick. Because they want their truth. They don't want the truth, they want their truth. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.